It is September 11th, but it's the 12th episode of the Bold Breakdown, the Bold and Beautiful After Show. We're talking about it next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I love that song. You guys know how much I love that song. It's been 2 weeks, and now I'm hearing it again for the first time. Hello, welcome to the Bold and Beautiful After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am James Lott Jr., and we call this the Bold Breakdown because we break down the bold and the beautiful. I'm so glad to be back, and I'm going to do my best not to fall apart like I did on my earlier show. But I just want to thank each and every one of you out there for your support and your virtual hugs and your love. Everyone here at AFTERBUZZ, the fans, my family, everybody's been so wonderful the last 3 weeks since my brother's death that I am overwhelmed with joy. And I felt all the love from you guys. Thank you so much. We are a family. We are a village. It's just so wonderful. We talked about our show this week. I'm so glad to be back. It was a good week there. First of all, you can follow us on the Facebook page, which is Bold Breakdown. And you can use the hashtag Bold Breakdown on any social media platforms next to my James Lott Jr. Of course, we're everywhere there. I just want to dedicate the show to the families who've been directly affected by September 11th. I dedicate this to my cousin who I lost and to my former coworkers at Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. We lost an office there, and so it's a very sad occasion. 15 years later, still thinking about it, and I can't believe it. And secondly, it's also Grandparents' Day. Of course, it's Grandparents' Day. I'm a grandfather, so it's happy grandparent to me. And I want to give a shout out to my grandchildren, Rylan, Scarlett, and Zayden. And I want to give a shout out to my grandparents who are not with us and who are still alive, to my grand Susie in Brooklyn. I love you. So I want to give that to you guys. I love you guys too. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and before we start, I do my lot in Los Angeles, which is something I do, showcasing LA or something about it. This time, I'm showcasing an actor on Bold and Beautiful, one of his works. He has a book called The Modern Gentleman. And it's Sean Kanan who wrote this. And he actually, when I did the Spotlight On with him last month, he signed it for me and we talked about it. And it's a really good book, actually. It talks about some recipes that he uses and also just ways to be a gentleman. We can always use that sometimes, right? So the book is really good. You can get it anywhere where books are sold. And you can also find him and Sean Kanan. He's online. So it's a lot of fun. But I wanted to show that today and support him on that. And I'm going to get him on the show. He wants to come back on the show. Right now he's out of the country, but when he comes back, we'll get him on here. So let's go ahead and get started. And as you know what we do, we start talking about Monday and Tuesday. The week started off with the follow-up of last week. I did watch the show last couple of weeks. It was part of my salvation, actually, going through stuff. And Brooke and Bill are getting married. She accepted it. And it was a little sword ring. How cute is that? A sword ring. Because you know the Spencer men have their sword necklaces. So I thought that was I thought that was so cute. It was a sword. I want a sword ring. I want one of the necklaces too. I wonder if they actually sell those for real. I mean, I know it's probably just for the show, but I'd like to have one of those. And they promptly made love. That's right, kids. She said yes, and they made love. Yeah, what do you guys think out there? I see Jacob's asking, what do you guys think of Brooke and Bill? I mean, is this a long time coming? Is this a big mistake? I mean, Ridge, of course, they don't like it, of course, but they want the 12.5% that he's going to give Brooke as a wedding present. I love what she said last week. I wasn't here. When she said, are you blackmailing me to trying to ease me to get to marry you? He's like, yeah. It's like, whatever works. He had no shame about that at all. And, so yeah, so it's kind of crazy. So yeah, Bill is something else. I know for some of you guys out there, it gets on your nerves. And for others, it's fine. So kind of good. But anyway, so they made love. Eric and Ridge get into it once again. You know that. Eric's standing by his woman. You know there's that song, Stand By Your Man. He's like, Stand By Your Woman. He is standing by his woman. He is like, Quinn has changed. I know all about her. Do you guys think Eric is crazy? Or is he not crazy? I think he's not crazy. I don't think he's going crazy. I just think that it's just, he fell in love with her. I think this is one of the few times she didn't manipulate anything. I mean, this is a mutual thing between the two of them. I'm surprising liking them. Okay, so you guys are saying for Bill and Brooke, mad love. Sarah, you have mixed feelings about Brooke and Bill? Not gonna lie. Okay, got it. Amber's baby. You think? Oh, hi, Amber's baby. Hi. Bill is so disrespectful. They should have waited out of respect of Katie. Well, yeah, I know. It's yeah. But Katie was like, you want to do it anyway. They were disrespectful when they were doing stuff behind her back, making her think she was crazy. And Heather Tom was on the show here, and she talked about that. That was more cruel than anything else. Bill is hot for his age. Don Diamont is hot. I mean, I don't know how old he is, and I'm not going to say his age on air or anything if I do find out, but he looks better now than he did back in the day when he was on Young and the Restless and played, what's his name? I was like, he looks good. Too fast for Bill and Brooke, but they've been kind of off and on for years. If you think about it that way, look at it that way. So now in terms of Eric and Quinn, you guys are saying that Eric is sane. I think Eric is sane. He likes crazy women. I totally agree with you. Rich needs to sit down. Rich get on my nerves too. He's getting on my nerves. Meanwhile, Quinn gives Ivy a makeup. Ivy's back. I'm so glad Ivy's back. I'm so glad. I like Ivy. I'm glad she's back. Ashley Brewer, I'm glad she's back. She gave her a makeover, and she looks like Steffi. But I love that it's not a secret. Like they talk about it. Like they're saying, oh, hello, you maybe look like her. Give her the hair color. Telling her to lose the Australian accent. Don't lose the accent. That makes you so different. You're the Australian Forrester. Like, come on. But she's trying to lose the accent. It's kind of funny when they were trying to talk her through the accent. Ivy and Eric had a really funny scene. But she said she promised her loyalty to Quinn. Now, many of you guys remember she did push her. There was a whole bridge pushing that Quinn did to Ivy back, a while back, and there was some stuff happened with them. But apparently now she's like, I'm going to give her a chance, And she was very non-judgmental with Eric. She was like very non-judgmental, period. Brad Carlton, that was his name. He played Brad Carlton on Young and the Restless. That was Don Diamant's character. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, the Eric Quinn thing came out of nowhere. You're absolutely correct. It came out of nowhere, but he does have a type. Yeah, you guys like Ivy too. I like Ivy. Another woman in the mix. I did a poll online. Some of you guys saw it. I'm going to read the results of the poll in a minute because it was really good about Ivy and all them. Meanwhile, Ridge and Quinn get into it, of course. When they're just like, he's like, you'll be leaving sooner than you think. You showed him a good time in bed. You really got something. And then she's like, what's he going to do? Come back to his senses and go back to your mother? That's not going to happen. I was like, ooh. Mother's dead. That's a low. That's low. Even I was like, even for Ridge being kind of a little too much, I was like, okay, Quinn, that was a little low to go after making that comment. But Ridge was just like, he was pissed. He was just like, don't you say my mother's name out of your mouth. I was like, I don't blame you on that one. Yeah, Eric does have a type. Yeah, Ivy is back. I don't like to drop her. I don't like to drop the accent either. Don't drop the accent. They are related. They're cousins. Steffi and Ivy are cousins. They're first cousins. I love Ivy. I was just hoping she would come back and want Wyatt, not Liam. Okay. I'm gonna read the quote. I'm gonna read my poll right now because I did a poll today. I did it last night till today, and this was very interesting. I gotta make sure I don't put it too close to the microphone so I don't get crazy. I can read this. Okay, so I asked Bold and Beautiful fans which couple, and I did Liam and Ivy, Steffi and Wyatt, Liam and Steffi, and Ivy and Wyatt. The number one choice was Ivy and Wyatt. So it's funny, Amber, that we said that. It was 48%, like really 48 above the others. The second one was Liam and Steffi at 26%. Steffi and Wyatt at 19, and Liam and Ivy at 7. I saw chemistry between Ivy and Liam. I don't know about you guys, but I did see some chemistry there. They were together. They were married for a marriage, for a marriage purposes a long time ago. But I just thought it interesting that Ivy and Wyatt, people want them together, and they want Liam to go back to Steffi. So they want them kind of to separate. But Quinn doesn't want that. Quinn wants Ivy to go after Liam, so Wyatt and Steffi stay married. But I can see that. Ivy's good with any of them. I think it'll be good because there's no hope on the show anymore. It's just Steffi and just passing her around. I kind of think another girl on the show would be good. Yeah, I miss Hope too. I wish Hope was on there. Okay. On Tuesday we had Brooke, Ridge, and Brick talking. I said Brick. That's kind of funny. Brooke, Ridge, and Rick. I put their names together. They're talking about her marrying Bill because obviously they all have their own issues with Bill. And then Rick got into it. Rick was like, okay, well, I guess that's okay because Thomas and Stephanie come in. A little mini family. I like the family scenes together. I like the scenes I like that Rick is included because he has Brooke's son and Eric's son. And then I like that Ridge and Stephanie and Todd, they're all in there together. They're all discussing this as a family because they're all Forresters discussing as a family. And but Rick has a point. He says to Thomas and them, wait a minute. You're intimating that Ridge will secure his place and his kids a place at Forrester. What about me? And that's the point. It's always been like two families. It's been like just in two things. So, yeah, I don't know. I just, it was kind of interesting. They were like, I'm like, you made a point. Ridge claims, I don't know if you guys believe Ridge or not, he claims that he will always make a place for Rick, Maya, and little Lizzie. So I don't know, maybe he says he's going to do it. So we'll see if that's true or not. Eric and Quinn are talking. Eric had a workout. He came in and he had a workout, hair all messy, all sweaty, feeling good. And then Pam comes in with her lemon bars, her and her lemon bars. And Quinn talks Eric out of eating them. I'm sorry, those lemon bars look good. And she Pam's known for her lemon bars. And talks about, fitness and health, and maybe you shouldn't be eating them. Pam was fit to be tied. She was not having it. I was like, oh, yes, it's kind of crazy. So, yeah, so we have Quinn. And then Quinn mentions that Ivy is here, and it's all kind of thanks to her. And people are like, Quinn and Ivy? It's still this weird thing is they had a history. Rick, meanwhile, is still worried about his dad. It's like Rick, to me, if you guys can tell me the same thing, I feel like Rick, to me, really cares about Eric and his well-being, where Rich does too in a way, but he's so worried about the company. And Rick's kind of like, well, I don't know, like, just I want to make sure he's okay, which shows their different kind of relationship with their father. And I did hear that RJ is coming back. I was wondering where RJ was. He was going to be my bold whatever, and he's back. He's coming back as a teen, apparently, next week, or this week. So it should be interesting to see what havoc he does and what's going on there. Brooke Thomas and Rick are talking. Quinn can't know anything about the presents. So now I'm getting nervous because they mentioned that. She can't know anything about the 12% that Bill's going to give Brooke. They don't want her to have any kind of head start or anything going on, which is smart. Yeah, I know. Oh, you guys think that RJ's going to break up Bill and Brooke? Oh, interesting. Okay. Be interesting. Rick is a child. He shot home, I think it was Logan or Connor. He shot somebody, and he's a kid and has some problems there, so who knows. Steffi and Ridge and Quinn have it out, of course. I'm almost getting tired of the scenes. I don't know about you guys. It's almost kind of like, well, we get it. You don't like Quinn. You want her out. How many scenes we need you guys to hear you guys say that? I like the behind-the-scenes plotting, but just almost like... Because Quinn basically, again, defends him. She's like, he's in the middle of a renaissance. She defends Eric. And it's just like, I mean, we've heard it all before, kind of. So it's kind of... I don't know, maybe it's time to change that around. So that was Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to be debuting a new segment, as I usually do. I have these segments. We're doing that. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a little drink. You guys, bring a drink. I don't know if you're having tea or coffee or actual alcohol, but cheers to you guys today. Yummy, yummy. This was called the Bold Body. Now, they made jokes about his body, Liam and Steffi, on an episode this week of Bold The Beautifu. He has an 8-pack and all that stuff. So I just went online, and I thought, for you guys at home, let's just show some pictures of our buddy and friend of the show, Pearson Faudet. I mean, look at him. He's like 6'5" in real life. And I mean, whenever I'm next to him, I feel like a Smurf. This feels great. He has a great body. He works out. And the fact that I know him, he's such a nice guy, it just kills me. Another one of his. These are all online. There's a million of them on there, and he looks good there, working it out. He always look at that one. I mean, there's abs. How do you do that? How do you do that? I could work out for 100 years and not look like that. I don't know what's going on. But he's a great guy. He's always a good sport, too. We always make jokes with him about how his shirt's always off on scenes, and he's always working out. He has a good laugh over that. He's a great sport. He always gives good hair, too. So I love me some Pearson Faudet. We're going to have him back on the show, too. He's going to come back on. He said anytime he will come back on, so we're working that out. Now we're going to talk about Wednesday. Now we're midway through the week, and we're at Wednesday. And so Ivy and Pam talk, and Steffi and Ivy see each other. Because, they had their own little moments together that was kind of weird. And it was like, oh, okay. It was kind of crazy. And I love that when they walk in, it's almost the quote of the week almost. When Stephanie goes, like, what are you doing here, Ivy? I'm a Forrester. Because I was like, well, yeah, she's a Forrester. Like, what are you doing here? I'm a Forrester. She's like, yeah, I'm a Forrester. I know she wants to say I'm a Forrester, bitch. That's why I'm here. But so she was here. Yeah. And Stephanie's like, you're here because of Quinn, aren't you? She's like, yeah. And it's like, you look different. Everybody started commenting the whole week about her look. Because Stephanie's like, I think I even have that outfit. I was like, ooh, that's kind of crazy. And yeah, kind of weird. So she kind of noticed that. Quinn is a sore spot. And Ivy asked her, "Is that why you left your hubby?" Already kind of needling her way in there a little bit. A little bit in there. I thought it was kind of funny. Quinn and Wyatt are talking, and Wyatt walks in. "You're still here?" He's at Forrester. "My wife is gone because of you," and just continues to go off of his mother. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna have my little rant because I do rants on my shows. And you guys, oh, you like that too? The Forrester. I know the Forrester. I'm a Forrester. It made me laugh too. That was so funny. Steffi's a grown woman. She's a grown ass woman. She just because Quinn is around, she's actually trying to find an excuse to leave Wyatt and go back to Liam. I think that's an excuse. You can still stay with your husband and try to work it out. You got married to him for a reason. You claim you love him, and you're doing blackmail to him too, basically saying if you don't get your money to your mother, who's a grown woman, then it's just like crazy. It's just like, Wyatt needs to wise up. Say that 5 times fast. And just needs to say, okay, you obviously went out of this marriage because you really don't respect me, and you want to be with Liam. And for many of you guys out there, you guys want a Steffi-Liam pairing, so that's fine. So I'm like, okay. Just kind of this whole thing of, I left because of your mother. I'm like, well, because she's not against you. That's the whole thing. Quinn likes Steffi and wants Steffi to be married to Wyatt because she loves Wyatt. She has nothing against Steffi. That's kind of the thing. So it's kind of... So that's my rant for right now. Yeah, hashtag James rant time. Because I'm like, that was just like, they keep, over the last month or so, they kept saying, I'm like, wait a minute though, you're a grown woman. No one can make you do anything. And you're basically doing emotional blackmail to your husband too, without really giving him a second thought. Yeah, Wyatt's kind of dumb. Yeah, no, she's like, oh, she's kind of dumb. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why she doesn't love Wyatt. She loves Liam. Just admit that. Just admit you still, she's admitted to other people she still cares about and stuff, but just do it. Well, Beatrice, Ivy found out from Thomas. Was it from Thomas or from Liam what Quinn has done? She was kind of shocked. A little later, she did. But no, I agree with you. She doesn't love Liam. She doesn't love Wyatt. I think she cares about him. But if she loved him, she would fight tooth and nail to stay with him. That's my thing. Thomas was working out. Liam comes over. Later, Wyatt finally visits Thomas. I was waiting for this kind of to happen. I was waiting for him to come to him a little bit and try to get some advice from him, and it didn't really work. Thomas is really trying to stay out of it. Kind of like, you need to figure this out yourself. And then Liam and Steffi have a close moment, which Ivy sees. And then Steffi and Quinn have their moment. Because, Quinn actually gives Steffi her props. She's getting her props. And she tells Ivy, I kind of made you look like her because she has kind of these special qualities. Liam is lonely. And don't you want to be, that woman? She makes a point, and Ivy does admit she wants Liam back. She does. And Quinn says, and I wrote this down as a quote, "Do what I tell you this time, and he will be yours." And as they watch Ivy and Liam, as they watch Liam and Steffi hug, she's thinking about it. Meanwhile, Liam tells Steffi, "Whenever you're ready, I'm here." Now I have to ask my engineer, Mark, who's in here, did I send us a bold flashback clip? I don't know if I did. It's a short clip of like 30 seconds. Did I?
Yes, you did.
I want to show that right now next. It's a short, and actually makes me laugh. So I want to show that first. This is the bold flashback, you guys. And this one is from 2015 when Steffi pushed Ivy. Because they didn't get along for a while there. And this clip, you guys probably remember, it just makes me laugh inside. While he's saying that up, yes, I agree that the storyline gets on my nerves too a little bit. If they bring Steffi and Liam back together, it needs to be long term. I completely agree. They've already broken them up so many times. You can't do it over and over again. You have to stop. Nikisha agrees. I agree with you. She wanted an excuse to leave Wyatt. She wanted an excuse. Thomas doesn't want Wyatt with his sister. I agree. I think he likes Liam a little better. So no Steffi, Liam, Ivy triangle. Tommy, you don't want that? You're not feeling that kind of... Triangles are a big thing on Bold and Beautiful. You guys know that. They'll do a triangle. Hello, Ridge and Caroline and Brooke. And Taylor and Brooke. And they have a million triangles on this show. It's time for the couple to move on to the next part of the story. Belle needs to hurry that up. I know. Pacing on soaps can be really interesting sometimes. They film some of these ahead of time, so you have to kind of like... I forgot how many weeks they told me to film Bold and the Beautiful ahead of time. Oh, General Hospital it's 5 weeks, and Days is like 4 or 5 months. It's kind of crazy. They film these ahead of time to save money or whatever. So it's kind of crazy. But I do agree. I think, like I said, doing that poll was very telling. I think Darren Brooks and Ashley Brewer look good together. I think they would be good. So that'd be a good Ivy Wyatt. That would be really good. I think that'd be kind of a fun one there. Any news on that clip?
Clip's been ready to roll for quite
perfect.
some time, James.
Oh, perfect. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you had time to set it up.
No, it's been set up.
Okay, perfect. We're going to show right now.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
So wait, sure, I did just ruin my life. No, this is not what I want to be.
Poetry, James.
It's like, Mark, if you got electrocuted that hard, you'd be dead, right?
Oh, yes, and a completely different color.
Yes, and then she lived.
We need an ambulance.
She lived.
There's been an electrocution.
Oh, my God.
We're Forrester Creations.
There's been an electrocution. Not I pushed a bitch.
I think totally. I was like, this scene makes me laugh. You guys remember that scene, of course. That was last year. I'm like, come on. She got electrocuted. She got barbecued. I'm like, hello. And then she survived, of course. I mean, with like nothing, not any kind of mental damage or anything. So it's kind of crazy. So that was the Bold flashback. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to do Thursday and Friday's episodes. We're getting right through. Because there wasn't really a lot that happened this week. It was a lot of kind of the same characters. And we just kind of moved right along. Quinn and Ivy still talking. You know, Steffi's committed to Wyatt. You owe me. That's what Quinn told her. You owe me. And I was like, I don't know. She's like, how about my son? You know you still love him. And she does. Thomas and Wyatt talk about why she moved out. Okay, Wyatt really can't control his mother. He just can't. You can't control his mother. You can't control a grown woman. You can't control Quinn. I mean, hello, folks. It just can't even. You can't do it. And Thomas was like, well, if Quinn they have a problem. The whole family has a problem with Quinn. So it's like it's not just her. We all do. And he's just like, he's at a loss. I kind of feel bad for him a little bit. I do. I kind of feel bad for him. There are plenty of storylines outside triangles they can do with these characters. That's true. I'm just saying Bold and Beautiful is good for a triangle. Taylor Jones. I love Darren Brooks ever since he was Max Brady on Days. Darren Brooks also was on a show called Blue Mountain State on Spike TV. I loved that show. It was on for like 3 seasons. The show is so good. It's about football and the hijinks they get into, and it's one of my favorite shows of the last like 10 years, and he was good in that. And of course, yes, he was on Days, and he's good on this too. He's a great actor. You know, he's an Emmy winner for Days, for when he played Max Brady. Let's see, Sasha wants Tom. Oh, we didn't see them this week, of course. They missed a lot of people they didn't bring on this week. It was kind of crazy. I feel bad for the character. Why they really ruined his character. Yes, Wyatt has been kind of ruined. I agree with you on that one completely, the way they're playing him. They made him seem really dumb because his mother was doing all this stuff. And she's like, oh, what are you talking about? What's going on? She's at home, minding her own business, doing needlepoint. The bitch was not doing needlepoint. She was like going after Steffi's grandfather. It was like crazy. So Liam is a little shocked to see Ivy. He was kind of shocked. And the first thing he says is, what happened to your Aussie accent? And then on Thursday, it was interesting because Liam and Ivy have a great little discussion. Wow, you're back. She's like, I want my rightful place at Forrester. He says, I care about you and I missed you. And she's like, wow. Ivy was like, okay, she didn't expect to hear that. I didn't expect him to say that so soon either. It was like, oh. He's like, we had fun. We had a good time. And she's like, yeah, we did. And she's just saying that now she's a newer Ivy. She wants to be more assertive. The losing of the accent is kind of like a reinvention of sorts. She's going to try it out. And she was like, yeah, I'm back. And she's like, I want you, but there's Steffi. She did say it. She was like, she let it out. And then Ivy finds out from Liam exactly what Quinn did, because she really didn't know very much. And he was kidnapped and everything. So at the very end, Ivy went in for a kiss. She's like, why not? Let's just do it. And they kissed. Meanwhile, Stephanie and Quinn get into it once again. Again, tired of these scenes. We already know. She's like, go home to your husband. And go, and Stephanie's like, no. And Quinn's like, I can't leave Eric. I mean, it's the same scenes. It's the same scenes. It's the same scenes. The same with Wyatt whining to everybody. I agree with you, Amber's baby. I'm so sick of hearing Wyatt say Stephanie and I would be still married if Liam wasn't around. It's a lie. It's like, it's just the same. It's just, oh, come on, please. Wake up, Wyatt, wake up. She wants your brother. Sorry. I hate when it happens on jokes. Eric is gonna be so disappointed when he finds out what is going on. You don't like the accent change? I don't either. Keep the accent. Stay Australian. Oh, I see some Blue Mountain State fans. Yeah, it was funny. It was a little nasty at times. Yes, it was. You watched it on Netflix? Yeah, I watched it when it was on Spike when it was originally on. I think I have season 1 or 2 on my DVR. So it's kind of fun. So on Friday, we ended the week with Stephanie and Quinn, where she's like, you leave Eric, I'll move back in. Again, emotional blackmail. Quinn's like, no, I'm not going nowhere. She got her a good man. I mean, I really do think she really looks at Eric as her chance for redemption. And I totally understand. It's a little crazy, a little cuckoo. But I think this time she really is looking at him like, this is my chance. Then we had a great episode, and I saw you guys mention this a little earlier. Eric talking to Stephanie's portrait. That portrait to me is a scene stealer every time anyway. The way Susan Flannery, who played Stephanie, we missed terribly, looks at them in the picture. And I talked to people on the show, they say the picture follows them, that the eyes kind of follow. But I thought it was very cool that he had a martini with her, so to speak, with her, played the piano a little bit, and he talked to her, and he asked her, what do you think about Quinn? And it was a really touching scene. They showed the flashbacks, all the flashbacks of their kind of good parts of their relationship. And like you guys, I completely miss Susan Flannery as Stephanie. I know she retired. She's probably living off her money somewhere. If I can get her into the show, I'm going to try to get her in here so she can sit here and talk to me. She's a class act, and I just think, good for her, I guess, but it just made me miss Stephanie so much. So she was one of the 4 founding members of Bold and the Beautiful back in 1987 when it debuted. Next year is the 30th anniversary. Can you believe that? Of Bold and Beautiful. So it's kind of like, made us miss her. Brooke and Rich had a close moment when he says, you'll always be my Logan. So I feel like they want to push them together. So I have a feeling it's going to be like I'm sorry, you guys, another triangle. I think once he gets to 12.5%, it's not going to go smoothly. The whole thing's not going to go smoothly, and Rich is going to have to jump in somehow. It's going to be crazy. Fun over there. And then we have Thomas and Steffi talking, and she's like, you need to focus on what you want, girl. You need to focus on what do you want. What do you want? And then Eric and Quinn talk. They talk about Steffi. Eric has a heartfelt plea. He's like, I love you. I love you. And he gets on one knee and pulls out a beautiful ring. I didn't know they're going to do this so fast. Completely says, will you marry me? She says, yes. They are now engaged. And Stephanie's portrait falls to the ground. That was almost my bold moment of the week. When I saw that, I rewound that 3 times. It was the most hilarious thing. It just fell. She was like, that's what Stephanie thinks. She was like, that wedding she's not happy about that wedding. I could not stop laughing. That was so funny. But I really do think that Quinn does love Eric. I think he does. I think she does. I think it's her way of redemption. I really do. I think so. And then I see some of you guys that feel the same way. Sarah, Nikisha, I really think she does. I really think she does. I don't think it's phony. So one of the last things we're going to do is I'm going to do the Bold Other Soap Role, where we take someone from the show that's on now. Many of them are soap hoppers. And it's a scene from when Jacob Young, and to me, his best role ever as J.R. Chandler on All My Children. There were a million scenes to show him with. Here he is with the equally fabulous Eden Regal, Emmy winner Eden Regal as Bianca. This is from All My Children. It's a little scene from All My Children from some years ago.
I'll tell him to go get some more. No, Jamie, stop that. I'm gonna go get a doctor. No, JR, I tell you no. Come on, be reasonable.
What?
No.
I'll call the nurse. You need to be
No, look, I stopped that. No.
JR, you can't.
I don't want it. Look, I'm an addict. I don't want any of that. I don't.
JR, please. The nurse will give you something. It will just ease the pain.
No. He went off painkillers yesterday. I don't know. He's determined to go straight. He doesn't want anything to mask the pain.
But if it's unbearable...
It's bearable. It's bearable.
Oh, yeah, that's why you're bending your bed rail?
It's my order. It's my orders. He's within his rights to refuse medication.
Well, maybe it's only crazy to go through it alone. Here, take my hand. Squeeze. Go on. I can take it.
Can I have a minute? You got it.
So I just want to show, I mean, and I see you guys in here are completely agreeing with me. J.R. Chandler was the bomb. He was such a well-written character with such a rich family history on the show, All My Children. So you guys, I'm going to cry, Eden Jacob, yes. I mean, J.R. Chandler was, I mean, I didn't like him as Lucky Spencer on General Hospital. I think he was the worst Lucky out of all of them. But on All My Children, they gave him such rich material. And he became, Jamie, I forgot who played him. The guy, he's went on to other things now. He's like on primetime TV. He does other stuff, and I forgot what his name is right now. If someone knows that, that was Jamie Martin. So if you know who that was, you can put it in the shot in the room. Yes, this scene, I remember this scene live too. I know, it was such a good scene. JR was an addict. He admitted it. And Bianca, of course, the lesbian with the heart of gold, who was the moral center of General Hospital, of All My Children, and Susan Lucci's daughter on the show. She played Eric Kincaid's daughter. But one of the reasons why I show some of these other roles, it's just, because the soaps, half the soaps are gone, but also to show you how well Jacob Young can act. And I think that Bold and Beautiful is not using him enough right now. He can deliver drama. He can do comedy. He can do sinister. He can really work it out. And they need to do some more stuff with Jacob Young. He's also a talented singer. And he's so good. I'm trying to get him on the show, too. I want to get him on the show and talk to him. And I'm working on that. But he is just so good. And that was a great role. All My Children, may you rest in peace. We totally miss you. And I'm glad you guys really enjoyed that. So last little bits, yes, Eric is in a hurry to marry Quinn. I think he wants to show him, he said, that he's not crazy, and this is going to make him think they're going to all flip. They're going to give birth live when they find out that he's marrying Quinn. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy when that all comes out this week. I'm sure it's coming out. Yes, it should come out this week. And then RJ coming back. So basically, for Bold Breakdown here, I'm working on some guests for you guys. Come back on the show for this whole rest of this month. Otherwise, we'll be back. There's all new episodes all month. I am back. I am back, bitches. That's what I always like to say. I am back. And I'm glad to be here talking about Bold and the Beautiful. Every Sunday, 8 p.m., Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys in the chat room, Justin Bruning, that was his name, Justin Bruning. Yes, he plays other things too right now. He's still working out there. To the 18 people of you guys who watch me live, as you guys always do every Sunday when I'm here, thanks for your patience last couple of weeks. You guys are great. You make this so much fun for me to do this with you guys. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. Go ahead and like our Facebook page, The Bold Breakdown. Share with anybody else who's a Bold and Beautiful fan. I know there's a lot of groups out there and a lot of Facebook page groups out there. Share it with them. Let them know that we are out here and we're going to have stuff going on that's Bold and Beautiful related. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.